Mike's Daily Podcast.
Hello, welcome to FF episode 2500.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And 27. The last podcast I did, when was that? Was it Monday? It's been a long week. And now it's my fun day. I stole that rhyme from Prince, who wrote that song for the Bangles, Manic Monday. And I hope you like that. I think people are animals. And I believe this because I took BART today and I saw some things.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I leave the BART station today. I'm walking away from the BART station, walking away a winner. And there I am. I'm walking past
Daily
a diaper.
Podcast.
Just laying on the ground.
Yeah!
Why? There's a trash can just a few feet away. Why? And another time in Fremont, bashing Fremont today, I'm walking along. Somebody has left their Starbucks drink.
What in the world was that about?
Sitting there, their iced tea or something, and it's just sitting there on a bench, and there's literally, not figuratively, but literally, an arm's length away is a trash can. And just, okay, pick that up, throw that away. Because apparently someone is that disrespectful to the environment, to their fellow people. Look, it hit me today. Look, as he underlines a very important point, he tries to anyway. Mike Matthews here at Cafe Anyway, somewhere in Podcaster Valentino. The last place on earth, a very rainy day today in the Bay Area. As we always say, our slogan here in the Bay Area is, well, but we need the rain. So we do, and hopefully it helps. But it's been a crazy week. Yours truly had some interesting issues come up as a manager. And I think all of you who have been managers
and here's today's podcast picture
can commiserate with me, but wow. I was talking to somebody the other day, because I like to talk to people, and he said to me, I don't know, man. I never, ever want to be a boss. Good luck to you.
Baloney.
Mike. Good luck to you in what you go through. Quantum steampunk is cutting edge science. What? Scientists are mashing up steamy old... Oh, the late great Basil the Boxer. Which reminds me, the podcast picture is somewhere that he and I went to years ago on his birthday. I think it was probably his last birthday. It was 2019. And we drove over to Emeryville. And there was, there's this beautiful spot there at the very end near the marina. There's sometimes some interesting iffy type people there. But it's, by iffy, I mean, whiffy maybe is what I mean. But yeah, wow. Beautiful views from that point. So here's a picture from Wednesday. I was able to not work a full day because I had worked so much on the weekend. And I had to work today. So I'm pretty tired out. Kind of tired out with the whole running around, riding on BART, seeing diapers, that whole thing. It all comes together. But thanks for commiserating with me. Hey, here at Cafe Anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, ton, the last place on earth. See the picture at mikesdailypodcast.com. There is a theoretical physicist named Nicole Younger Halpern. One of the key concepts shared by both kinds of science, that being steamy old thermodynamics and cutting-edge quantum mechanics, and that is entropy. Entropy quantifies our uncertainty, she says. According to the second law of thermodynamics, the entropy of a closed, isolated system cannot shrink. This fact underlies the reality that time flows in a single direction. Now, what I just said is probably as important as a Bible verse, as important as me telling you, hey, we're out of milk. No, that's not a bad thing. That's not an important thing because I can't stand milk. My body can't process it. I go for the oat milk usually, but it's just that my body can't process it. But the point is, if time flows in a single direction, there can never be time travel. How can you go backwards when the time is only going in one direction and can never be changed? But new technologies like quantum computers, yes, quantum computers, which they've been talking about for a long time, which would be basically an infinite amount of memory. Oh, no, you maxed out at 15 gigs. Nope, this goes on forever. And quantum-based information security end up using physics as much as they use the typical programming ideas of traditional barriers like firewalls or complex passwords. Because of that, entropy is back in the picture as a way to measure unknown quantities in these quantum systems. She says entropy is often thought of as a single entity, but in fact many breeds of entropy exist in the form of different mathematical functions that describe different situations. The overarching idea of entropy and its application as functions and equations means it's a good model for a variety of other situations too. Quantum systems, down to the nanoscale level, can still be closed in the sense of the definition of entropy. Well, there you go. Have I lost you? I may have lost myself. Instead of an idea like bandwidth over a cable, quantum systems deal directly with how electrons are moving. The speeds or capacities can be pure physics. So there's a more direct and literal way quantum mechanics and thermodynamics must peacefully coexist. Quantum computers rely on that same direct motion of electrons and other particles, which means they generate heat that usually warms the computer to an extent that it stops running correctly. The idea of fault-tolerant quantum computing may be more ways to vent heat from quantum computers and can channel it into energy-producing heat engines. All this from the magazine Popular Mechanics, which started out as a magazine, now it's a website. And this was written by Caroline Delbert. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley.
It's a nightmare of a show.
10, the last place on Earth. Any closed system of any size or scale can exhibit entropies that are meaningful. Any closed system. Let that just sink into your brain and think about closed systems and life in general and how much turkey we ate last week and how Mike wasn't able to do a podcast because of this, that, and the other thing that happened. Oh, I had like a plethora of things to cover. Oh, one of them, my cat. So Rocky the kitten, he turned on his kitty alarm this past week and was meow, 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 just nonstop all night. We figured that it might have been because we left him alone for quite a while that day, and so he probably had a lot of pent-up energy. Because the next 2 days, we tired him out as much as possible, had him running around chasing this, chasing that, interacted with him, and he slept through the whole night. And then the kitty alarm went off at the normal time, around the time we were getting up. So it's the same theories. Maybe entropy is involved in this too, but yeah, like my late great dog, the late great Basil the Boxer, I'd have to walk him every day when he was younger because he just had so much energy and he had to get all that out. Okay, that's something maybe you need to do. If you feel at the end of the day just angry, upset, grumbling over stupid coworkers or whatever, maybe you just need to walk around the block. or dance, or I would say ride a bike. I'm not a big fan of bike riding, but maybe you are. I don't know. Cafe, I don't know. Cafe, how about a happy moment? How about a happy little thought? Winky is a lady that my late mom knew very well, and she used to send my mom these funny emails. And now that my mom is gone, she sends them to me. And there's a funny email she sent that features a little baby. And the baby says, so today in church, a guy in a dress tried to drown me. And I kid you not, my family just stood there taking pictures. Yes, baptism. What a concept. Little kid. As so many parents have to go through that. Like, ooh, this is kind of a risky move. Putting my kid in the water like that. Let's see, here's another one. Who knew that the hardest part of being an adult is figuring out what to cook for dinner? Every single night for the rest of your life until you die. Never trust an electrician with no eyebrows. If you're a parent and your kids move out, here's a concept. Get yourself an RV. Because the kids won't move back home if they can't find it. And let's see, one more. Okay. So a neighbor knocked on my front door at 3 a.m. Luckily, I was already up playing the bagpipes. Thank you, Winky. These are wonderful. Oh my gosh, it just goes on and on. This will be the first year we're not going to Hawaii because of COVID. Normally we don't go because we can't afford it. Okay. One more? You can tell I read this one before I'm reading it to you. Pro cooking tip. If you stir coconut oil into your kale, it makes it easier to scrape it into the trash. Actually, no, don't eat your kale. Come on. Why do people I know I sound like I'm a hippie. Just because I love kale. But kale, it's crunchy. It's good for you. You can roast it, you could cook it, you can boil it, you can do all kind. If it gets a little wilty in the fridge, you can still eat it. You just throw it in, you make like a stir fry with it. We just really need to eat more kale as a nation. If you ever get caught sleeping on the job, slowly raise your head and say, in Jesus' name, amen. There you go. Okay, thank you, Winky. Outside a cafe, anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, look who's here. Hello, my commerce, it's Madame Rootabega. Yes, you had a bad day. Ooh. Yeah, it was kind of a... Well, today wasn't bad, but, well, just interesting things. People that aren't appreciative, let's just put it that way, in a very passive-aggressive... Okay, so people that are passive-aggressive, unappreciative, have no concept of, like, reality and about how things really are, they're rather interesting to me. And the people that just throw random diapers on the ground. Do you like that, Madame Rootabega? That mystery of people? Yes. Do you like the mystery of life? Yes. Do you like the game of life? No. That's kind of difficult to play. The board game is what I was talking about. That's what I was saying. Oh. Okay, look who else is here. Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the parking attendant. And this is Bison Bentley. Mike, don't ever think that we're your trolls there. Yeah, trolls. No, you're not trolls. Well, if you are, you're some really nice trolls. And my podcast has no listeners, so I don't have any trolls. But I was talking to somebody who has a pretty big following in podcasts, television, other media. He's pretty big. And he said to me, I sometimes get these people that send me complaints And it really bugs me that people had enough energy to bug me and complain about something. Like, that keeps me up at night thinking that I'm bugging someone that badly that they actually reach out and write me. And I said to him, no, don't think of it that way. Think of it as, well, yes, it's a mystery why some people have all that time on their hands that they would decide to actually sit down and write you. Well, back in the day, it required sitting down, getting out a piece of paper, writing on it, putting it in an envelope, finding the address, mailing it, that kind of thing. Or it involved picking up a phone, and if you knew what the phone number was, 336MM Daily, that's 3 plus 3 equals 6. MM is the Mike Matthews Daily, is what this podcast will try to be again soon. But it is, in fact, so much easier now to reach out and respond and just hit someone with an email saying, I don't like your stuff. But see, at the same time, that shows that there is a huge mass of people out there. If one person, it's sort of like rats. If you see a mouse or a rat running around your house, that's not, oh, look at that cute rat. That means there's a whole family in the wall somewhere. There's a family back there. That guy was just a scout. So that little troll that bugged you, that's a little tip of the iceberg of a whole bunch of other, not necessarily trolls, maybe just other people that you're reaching. And that guy was just angry enough to reach out to you. Now, if you had a whole bunch of people, whole mess of them, that were commiserating about how much they disagreed or disliked you, then maybe you could maybe take that personally. But I don't think you really can if you're a media type person and your whole point is to reach out and get a response. Because here's what I didn't really verbalize this perfectly with him, but here's the real issue is, are you reaching anybody? And a great way to find out if you are is to get that complaint. If you hear nothing ever, even though you give out your phone number all the time, 336MM Daily, and your email address, which you can find out at the end of the show, and you never hear anything, that's worse. That's 10 times worse. So I was trying to explain that to him, but I don't think it helped because he never listens to anyone. That's his problem. He doesn't listen to people. Hey, that's what we need to do as a society, is listen better. Listen more. Stop listening to ourselves talk, which I admit I'm doing at the moment because I got headphones on and I kind of hear my voice. But I also have headphones on because I have the beautiful sounds of all the birds chirping, and I didn't want to miss that. And also, we're about to bring you a segment called Let's Go Back with Matthews. This is where we go back in time to when yours truly was on the radio with his show, a radio show, and people would call in and they would say things like, hey, Mike, I want to hear a song. I want to hear a country song, because it was a country radio station. And occasionally we would get to their requests, but a lot of times they were requesting stuff we didn't even play. I don't know exactly what they were wanting, but okay, here we go. We're going back in time. Last time we went back to, the early 2000s. And let's see.
Right after the time.
We'll go around here.
Gary Allen's the one?
Okay, what are you doing tonight?
What am I doing tonight? Excuse me? I'm listening to you.
Anything else?
I think she possibly thought I wanted to ask her out, but I was just asking a random question. What are you doing this evening? It came out weird.
Anything else? No, I'm waiting for a man to call me. He's going to call me in a little bit. You can go out to him.
There's a man that's going to be calling you.
Yeah.
And he's a man with a mustache.
No.
And a cane.
No.
Okay, I got
Are you calling me old?
650 KHAY.
She took offense to that and thought I was insinuating she was old. Oops. Maybe that's why I don't have a radio show anymore. Oh boy. Where we always hear from Nicole Ventura County. And by the way, that was Gary Allen, and I did interview him years ago when he first came out, and the interviews are of him, with him. The interview is at mikesdailypodcast.com, and there's a bunch of other interviews too. You can find it up there. Just look for the hamburger type thing that you click on, and you can go to that and listen to past interviews and stuff. Okay. What?
Like you. And this is the KH Santa Fe Cafe. I want to pass along to you southbound 101 at Sheffield Drive. There is a box in lane 1.
Aw, that's terrible.
Do not hit it. It's Crazy Callers Friday. Oh, we certainly are living up to that. Oh, and we are being visited at my table by the stage of the KH Santa Fe Cafe by our busboy and his wife, our only waitress, who wants to know my order.
Oh, man, speaking of boxes, I got some leftover box lunches from earlier today.
Huh.
You can have one.
That's good. All right, I'll take one here and open it. Oh, it smells bad. George Strait had a nice little life.
Oh, look at that. I hit the post. He started singing right when I stopped talking. That's called hitting the post. It's also called being respectful to the singer, that you don't step on his vocals. Okay, and finally, this segment, that was Let's Go Back with Matthews. Here we go. I get people will send me things. Songs from people. And let's see, Sticks and Stones, bruised by life and seeking solace in the lonely songs that play out from the radio. A lovesick loner waits for nightfall to walk the path of a long lost city river. Anxious about the self-destructive nature of humanity, she collects the city's rubbish, searching for sticks, cans, and stones to build an ark in time for the apocalyptic rise of water. What? When the river will reclaim its place in the city. That is the song called Sticks and Stones. And a song called... What on earth? Oh. Okay. This is a band called Smoke Fairy. And let's see if Smoke Fairies has a way for me to actually play this song for you. Okay, here we go. A video. This one's called Elevator. We'll see if this actually works. That's Smoke Fairies. Thank you, Smoke Fairies. Do you like Smoke Fairies better than this one? This is we just heard from Daniel G. Harmon, who I have also interviewed, and Jason Sanford. I believe I've interviewed him as well. They have a new song that they sent me, and it's called Won't Be Alone Tonight, Christmas Must Be Tonight.
From the trove, I sat on you when you said it back to me.
All right, which one? That's called Won't Be Alone Tonight, actually. Which one did you like better? Daniel G. Harmon with Jason Sanford or Smoke Fairies? Call me 336-MM Daily. 3 + 3 = 6. MM as in Mike Matthews. Daily as in with this podcast will try to be, yet again, if people don't get on my nerves too much. But yes... The name of that segment was the Mike Matthews New Tunes Feud, as they fight each other, the two songs. And with more ways to reach me, it is A-Frame.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!